Have you ever found yourself questioning the very fabric of fairness in your life? Perhaps you've watched as someone seemingly undeserving received good fortune while you wrestled with your own hardships. This tug of war between what we believe to be just and what we experience can leave us bewildered. Welcome to the intricate web of karma, a concept that beguiles many, offering a semblance of order in the chaos of life. The common belief suggests that karma is a system of cosmic justice where good deeds are rewarded and wrongdoings are punished. But is it really that straightforward? Let's take a moment to reflect. Do you find comfort in the idea that every action carries a corresponding consequence? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, renowned for her groundbreaking work on the stages of grief, opened our eyes to the depth of human emotions and experiences. She challenged conventional understanding, particularly in the realm of death and dying. Just as Kübler-Ross dismantled our preconceived notions about finality, perhaps we should challenge our own beliefs about karma. What if the universe doesn't follow the neat rules we've created in our minds about fairness and justice? Often we cling to these comforting narratives, employing them as anchors when navigating personal storms. Yet there's a darker undercurrent at play. Many of us have felt the bite of injustice, the sharp pang of life's unpredictability, and in those moments, it's easy to slip into denial. Denial can be like a warm blanket wrapping around us to shield us from the raw truth. When faced with a reality that appears chaotic and unfair, do you hear yourself saying that it can't possibly be true? Do you attempt to convince yourself that this is just a phase you'll overcome? As we grapple with denial, anger can quickly follow. Consider a time when you felt that a confrontation was unjust, maybe a missed promotion, a breakup, or something as intimate as the loss of a loved one. Anger acts not just as a reaction, but as a means of understanding. It can illuminate the shadows cast by our ideals of fairness. Have you ever found yourself wondering why those who seem to act with malice appear to thrive while you're left questioning your own goodness? It's a knot that tightens with every injustice perceived, isn't it? In life, we often seek clarity, something solid to grasp onto during turbulent times. Yet the reality is that messiness and chaos often reign supreme. Dr. Kübler-Ross suggested that the human experience is multifaceted and cannot be simplified into neat boxes. It's in the embrace of the unpredictable that we start to see the rich tapestry of what it means to be human. But here's the pivotal question. What if our understanding of karma is limiting us? What if, instead of liberating us from pain, it traps us in a cycle of expectation and disappointment? The pursuit of aligning our experiences with this idea of cosmic justice can be maddening. They say life is like a river, flowing in unpredictable directions, often completely disregarding the banks we've created in our minds. As you ponder your own life narratives, consider, when has your belief in fairness cast a shadow on your emotional well-being? When did your desire for things to be just lead to frustration? The truth may be unsettling. Justice is not as straightforward as we like to believe. As we embark on this journey to unravel the complexities of karma, let's open our minds to the possibilities that challenge us to rethink our beliefs and ultimately pave the way for greater emotional freedom. If you're ready to dive deeper into the mysteries of life and justice, subscribe now and activate notifications to uncover the truth. Let's journey together through the labyrinth of perception, understanding, and acceptance. Where will this exploration lead you? Are you prepared to confront the discomforts that lie ahead? Your adventure awaits. As we delve deeper into the labyrinth of our emotions and perceptions, it's crucial to examine how our initial responses to injustice, denial, and anger shape our understanding of karma and its implications in our lives. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where the seemingly uneven scales of justice spark feelings of disbelief? Denial often serves as a buffer, a protective mechanism that shields us from the harsh realities we face. It's easier to believe that things will somehow balance out in the end, right? This uninterrupted faith offers a false sense of security, an illusion that can be difficult to shatter. When we encounter a setback or experience pain, our immediate reaction might be to deny the validity of what's happening. This denial can morph into a warped narrative where we cling to the hope that our good deeds will inevitably be rewarded. We may find ourselves saying things like, "This can't be happening to me," or "I've always tried to do the right thing." Have you ever uttered such sentiments, perhaps not realizing they stem from a deep-seated denial of the unpredictability of life? Moving beyond denial, we often encounter anger, a visceral response to perceived injustice. Anger can be both a motivator and a hindrance. On one hand, it propels us to confront the injustices we face. On the other, it can cloud our judgment, leading us into an emotional fog that keeps us rooted in bitterness and resentment. Recall a moment when you felt intensely angry because life didn't conform to your expectations. What did you find yourself doing? Blaming others? Engaging in self-pity? This anger can be consuming, leaving us grappling with tangled feelings that distract us from finding a way forward. Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, through her work on grief, taught us that emotions are not linear. They often spiral in unpredictable patterns, echoing the chaotic nature of life itself. This nonlinearity is critical to understanding our emotional state during moments of crisis. When faced with life's unfairness, a natural response is to yell at the universe, demanding to know why things went wrong. Yet, do we ever stop to ask ourselves why we feel entitled to this flawless sense of justice? And when that entitlement isn't met, do we let anger consume us, or do we allow it to motivate a meaningful change? In the throes of denial and anger, we may find ourselves trapped in a cycle of negative reinforcement, telling stories that are not only limiting, but also self-defeating. We hold on tightly to resentment, creating barriers that prevent us from moving forward. How many times have you replayed the narrative of your life in a way that keeps you anchored in frustration? What if you were to flip that script, viewing your challenges as catalysts for growth instead of punishments handed down by an indifferent universe? This introspection begs the question, how have these emotional responses affected your relationships with others? When we stay in denial or simmer in anger, we can inadvertently push away those around us, believing they can't possibly understand our struggles. But perhaps it's in sharing our grievances and exploring our anger that we can begin to dismantle the walls we've built. Emotional honesty can forge deeper connections and lead to healing, not just for ourselves, but for others who face similar challenges. Have you taken the time to truly consider your responses? As we navigate through these feelings, it is important to recognize that while denial and anger might feel like safe harbors, they are merely temporary shelters. The real transformation begins when we choose to accept the chaotic nature of existence and the unpredictability of karmic outcomes. In doing so, we embrace both the joys and the pains of life, leaning into the complexities instead of resisting them. Reflect on those moments of denial and anger in your own life. How might acknowledging these feelings open the door for understanding? How can embracing the full spectrum of your emotional experience lead you toward a deeper sense of peace? As we continue unraveling the layers of karma, consider sharing your experiences or thoughts below. Have you ever felt denial or anger when things didn't go your way? Your insights could spark a conversation that might just illuminate someone else's path. Let's navigate this tumultuous journey together, welcoming the lessons hidden within life's chaos. As we journey through these emotional landscapes of denial and anger, we come to a pivotal point in our exploration, a place where many find themselves caught in a cycle of negotiation, both internally and externally. This stage can be described as the negotiation trap, a delicate yet often treacherous dance where we bargain with ourselves about what we believe we deserve in life. Have you ever found yourself ruminating on whether the universe owes you a favor for the kindness you've extended to others? Or perhaps you've negotiated with yourself thinking, if I do this good deed, then maybe I'll finally get what I want. These negotiations can be compelling, but can also lead us down a rabbit hole of disappointment. In the context of karma, it creates an inner dialogue fraught with uncertainty and confusion. As we grapple with unmet expectations and feelings of being overlooked, we might ask, why am I not being rewarded for my good actions? The irony here is palpable. The very belief in karmic balance becomes an obstacle to our peace of mind. Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross emphasized the importance of recognizing and navigating our emotional responses, highlighting how understanding these stages can aid us in healing. However, when we get caught up in the illusion that we can negotiate our way into a fair outcome, it often spirals us into a pit of depression. The chase for validation through external events can become exhausting. Have you ever felt that weight resting heavily on your chest, questioning your worth when things go awry? These feelings of depression can serve as a wake-up call, signaling that something deeper is amiss. We may start to believe that life's disappointments reflect our shortcomings, or that we are somehow undeserving of happiness. The impact of this mindset can be profound, leading to a sense of inadequacy that lingers, clouding our perceptions of both ourselves and others. When we're trapped in this cycle, it can feel like we are endlessly negotiating our worth in a world that seems indifferent to our struggles. Imagine for a moment that you're at a market, bargaining for your own happiness. Each moment feels like an exchange. What good deed can I offer in order to get joy or success in return? This transactional mindset draws us away from genuine emotional fulfillment and can lead to a distorted sense of self-worth. What if we stepped away from this bargaining table and instead simply embraced our journeys? To step out of this negotiation trap, we must confront the anxious whispers of depression that surface when our expectations clash with reality. Acknowledge those feelings, yes, but don't let them define you. Reflect on your own life. How has the need to feel justified in your suffering influenced your actions? How often do you replay scenarios in your mind, wishing you could negotiate different outcomes that offer immediate solace? This leads us to an essential question. How can we shift our perspective to understand that our inherent value isn't tied to what we receive, but rather to who we are? When we release the notion that good actions should invariably lead to good outcomes, we open the door to a more profound understanding of acceptance, a central pillar in Kübler-Ross's work. Acceptance is not about resignation. It is about embracing life as it unfolds without negotiation for our worth. Consider what occurs when we stop evaluating life through the lens of karmic bargains. Instead, can we focus on finding fulfillment in the present moment regardless of external validations? By redefining our understanding of self-worth, we allow ourselves to experience a freedom that isn't constrained by the chaotic nature of justice or fairness. It's time to examine how this negotiation trap manifests in your life. Are you ready to break free from the cycle of bargaining and embrace the fullness of your being? Share your thoughts in the comments. What negotiations do you find yourself in daily? How can letting go of expectations transform your emotional landscape? As we peel back these layers, let's together unearth the power we hold to redefine our relationships with ourselves and others. Let's shift from seeking justification through karma to finding strength through acceptance. By fostering authentic connections with those around us and embracing our shared humanity, we not only help ourselves, but also create a community willing to flourish in the face of life's turmoil. Let's move forward, planting seeds of understanding in this garden of life, that together we can weather any storm. As we venture further into understanding the intricate dance between our emotions and the concept of karma, we now arrive at a significant stage in our journey, the stage of depression. This may sound heavy, but it's crucial to confront how the weight of life's challenges can lead us to a place of introspection and ultimately renewal. Depression often strikes when the burdens of our unmet expectations lay heavy on our hearts, making it difficult to find a way forward. Have you ever felt an overwhelming heaviness that clouds your vision, making it hard to see a path out of the darkness? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross spoke not only of the stages of grief, but recognized depression as a profound reflection of our internal struggles. This emotion can feel all-consuming. It wraps around us like a thick fog, obscuring the sunshine of joy and new possibilities. It's tempting to think of depression as a mere state of sadness, but it is, in reality, a powerful invitation to inquiry. Could it be that depression arises from an unaddressed need for transformation? What if, beneath those heavy feelings, there lies a deeper message, urging you to reevaluate your core beliefs about yourself and your place in the universe? In grappling with depression, we often cling to the idea that we should feel better. We engage in a desperate struggle to escape the uncomfortable feelings that arise. However, what if we allowed those feelings to exist without judgment? What if depression became a teacher rather than a foe? In that light, we can start to perceive our emotional turmoil as an opportunity to identify the illusions surrounding our beliefs about righteousness and deservingness. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. During times when life felt overwhelming, did you notice that you began to question not only your actions, but also your fundamental worth? This can lead to an internal dialogue filled with negativity, diminishing your sense of self. How often do you engage in a relentless critique of yourself when things don't unfold as you envisioned? The feelings of stagnation can build pressure within, and it's easy to internalize this struggle, believing that your worth wanes with every disappointment. Yet, if we can recognize depression as a natural response to unmet expectations, we can transform it into a catalyst for growth. Instead of viewing it solely as a dark cloud, consider how it can serve as a profound reminder of our humanity, our vulnerability, and our capacity for empathy. In accepting depression as part of the human experience, we also learn that our worth is not tethered to our failures or successes. This understanding aligns with Kübler-Ross's assertion that acceptance leads to deeper healing. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means acknowledging our situation without needing to fight against it, allowing for a sense of peace to emerge even amid chaos. Next time despair gently nudges at your door, I invite you to pause and ask, what is this moment asking of me? What can I learn from this feeling? This shift in perspective, turning depression from a burden into a moment of inquiry, allows you to rise above the negative script life sometimes writes for us. As you proceed down this path of exploration, think about the moments in your life where acceptance played a crucial role. Can you identify times when acknowledging your struggles led to insights that marked a turning point? Perhaps the acceptance of difficult circumstances opened a window to new opportunities or deeper connections with others. In community, we often share our stories, and when we unveil our vulnerabilities, we often find that others resonate with our experiences. So share your thoughts with us. What has depression taught you? How has acceptance shifted your view of your own circumstances? Your reflections could inspire someone else who feels alone in their struggles. In this journey, let's foster a collective understanding that it's not just the light moments we learn from, but the shadowy times that shape us most profoundly. Embracing both joy and sorrow, we nurture resilience, pooling our experiences together like water in a shared well. Each drop contributes to a reservoir of wisdom, nourishing us and empowering us to navigate the complexities of life together. As we embark on this exploration of acceptance and learning from our deeper emotions, let's remember, our experience, no matter how heavy it may feel, holds the potential for growth, healing, and connection. By journeying through our emotional landscapes, we cultivate a richer understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Let's continue to journey together toward deeper understanding and authenticity, planting roots of resilience as we weather life's inevitable storms. As we delve deeper into our emotional journeys, we arrive at a pivotal stage, acceptance. This stage is far more than merely concluding our exploration of grief and turmoil. It's a profound transformation that leads us to remarkable insights about ourselves and our relationships. What does acceptance genuinely mean in your life, and how can it guide you through moments of struggle? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross emphasized that acceptance is a dynamic process requiring us to engage fully with our emotions instead of suppressing them or attempting to negotiate our way out. Are you willing to explore the uncomfortable or unwelcome emotions that arise? Acceptance invites us to embrace our emotions, allowing us to experience them genuinely and without judgment. Think of acceptance like standing in a room filled with clutter. Rather than trying to navigate blindly, acceptance propels you to confront the chaos directly. You acknowledge the discomfort, but commit to sorting through it. Have you been honest with yourself about the clutter in your life? What unresolved issues linger in your emotional space? Acceptance is not just about tolerating feelings. It's an active engagement with our reality. Visualize standing by a river. Acceptance resembles the water, flowing around obstacles without forcing them away. On the other hand, resistance is like a dam, holding back the water, causing stagnation. Are you constructing dams that block your emotional flow? How might life change if you allowed your feelings to circulate freely, learning from their inherent wisdom? As we deepen our understanding of acceptance, let's consider its effects on our relationships. How does your capacity for acceptance influence your interactions with others? Often, our conflicts arise not just from failing to accept our feelings, but also from misunderstanding those of others. When we embrace acceptance, we cultivate empathy and compassion for ourselves and for those around us. Reflect on a recent conflict in your life. Did the negotiation of emotions lead to frustration, or did acceptance help create space for healing? Sharing our vulnerabilities with others allows genuine connections to flourish. What wisdom have you gained from acceptance, and how has it affected your ability to relate meaningfully to those you care about? In the spirit of community and shared experience, I encourage you to share your thoughts. How has acceptance shaped your life? Your story may inspire someone struggling in silence, reminding them that they are not alone. Remember, acceptance is not a one-time achievement, but a continuous process. Some days will feel heavier than others, and that's entirely normal. It beckons us to embrace the ebb and flow of emotions while trusting in our cultivated resilience. As we acknowledge this, let's consider that acceptance can be a powerful ally in our lives. It encourages us to treat ourselves with kindness, forgive perceived mistakes, and reconnect meaningfully with the world. Embracing acceptance can illuminate our paths and enrich our lives through vulnerability and authenticity. Let's commit to this practice together, allowing acceptance to permeate our interactions and build bridges in our relationships. In doing so, we create a nurturing and supportive environment where we celebrate our shared humanity. As we navigate the path of acceptance, let's remind ourselves that this journey helps us weather life's inevitable storms, planting seeds of wisdom in our hearts and minds. Your journey toward acceptance awaits. Open your heart and spirit to the possibilities ahead, and let's move forward together, shining a light on the beauty within our narratives. In fostering resilience, we cultivate a garden rich in emotional wisdom, ready to share its bounty with ourselves and others as we traverse life's unpredictable terrain. As we reach the 6th stage of our journey, we now confront the essence of meaning. This stage emerges from the fertile ground we've cultivated through acceptance, allowing us to explore the deeper layers of our experiences. How can we extract meaning from the chaos and challenges we face? What if, instead of viewing hardships solely as obstacles, we recognize them as teachers on our path? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross firmly believed that we have the power to find meaning even in the midst of suffering. Think about a time in your life when you faced adversity. Did you emerge from that experience with a new perspective or insight? These moments, often steeped in pain, can unravel profound lessons about our values, our resilience, and our connections with others. They are opportunities for growth, begging us to explore what they might reveal about ourselves and the world around us. Imagine life as a book, each chapter rich with its own challenges and triumphs. What themes arise when you read the narrative of your life? Are there patterns or recurring lessons that continuously emerge? Finding meaning in our experiences is akin to searching for the threads that weave the fabric of our lives together. These threads often include heartbreak, joy, discovery, and connection. Take a moment to reflect. How have you transformed your struggles into sources of strength? Can you recall instances where pain has led to a greater understanding of joy? For instance, if you've experienced loss, you may have gained a heightened appreciation for love and connection, recognizing the fleeting nature of life. This acknowledgement can deepen your relationships, urging you to express gratitude to those around you. In times of personal turmoil, it's natural to question the purpose behind our suffering. However, what if we shifted our focus from "why is this happening to me" to "what can I learn from this"? By doing so, we open ourselves to the possibility of finding purpose within our pain. This shift in mindset is significant. It allows us to reclaim our narrative, transforming victimhood into empowerment. As you contemplate the meaning you derive from life's turning points, consider how sharing these insights can benefit others. Your story, your hard-earned wisdom, could serve as a beacon of hope for someone who feels lost in the dark. How can your journey of finding meaning help illuminate a path for those around you? By opening up and sharing your truths, you create a supportive tapestry of community where everyone can learn from one another. In our interconnected world, we often grapple with feelings of isolation, believing that our experiences are ours alone. However, as we engage in sharing our challenges and growth, we break down these walls. We create safe spaces for authenticity, where vulnerability becomes a bridge rather than a barrier. Encourage yourself to seek out those spaces. Engage in conversations with friends or family where you can explore the layers of your experiences together. As you share and listen, you might be surprised at the connections and meanings that emerge. Each person you encounter has a unique story, a lesson learned, or a meaning discovered that can contribute to your understanding of life. Consider how meaning-making also plays an essential role in our mental and emotional health. Research shows that individuals who find purpose in their struggles tend to exhibit greater resilience and adaptability in life. Finding meaning isn't just a psychological exercise, it's a necessary component of our well-being. How might your life transform if you actively sought to derive meaning from every experience, good or bad? As you navigate this journey of meaning-making, remember that it doesn't require grand gestures or monumental insights. The beauty lies in the small moments, the tiny revelations that accumulate over time. Perhaps a kind word from a stranger or the comfort of a friend's embrace can reveal lessons about compassion and connection. In this reflective space, I invite you to share your thoughts. What meanings have emerged from your challenges? How has your understanding of life shifted as a result? This conversation allows us all to learn from one another, building a rich community of support and shared wisdom. As we continue forward, let's embrace the power of meaning-making as a vital tool in our emotional toolbox. It guides us through shadowy valleys and leads us toward light and understanding. By actively seeking meaning in our experiences, we not only nurture our growth, but also foster a deeper sense of purpose in our lives, empowering us to navigate the unpredictable currents of our shared human experience with courage and grace. As we approach the final stage of our journey, we reflect on the transformative theme of hope. Hope is the light that emerges from our processes of acceptance, meaning-making, and resilience. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the weight of our struggles, but hope serves as a guiding star, illuminating the path forward and inviting us to envision a more fulfilling future. How can we cultivate hope in our lives, even when faced with life's most daunting challenges? Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross famously stated that the most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of those depths. Hope is not the absence of difficulty. Rather, it is the recognition that we can rise above our circumstances. It is this ability to envision a better tomorrow, even in our darkest moments, that empowers transformation. In difficult times, cultivating hope often requires us to reframe our perspectives. Just as a photographer adjusts the lens to capture the perfect image, we too can adjust our viewpoint to reveal new possibilities. What can you do today to shift your focus from despair to the hope of renewal? Think of a time when you felt trapped in negativity and yet discovered a spark of hope that propelled you forward. How did that shift impact your actions? Each seed represents a small action you can take to nurture hope. These can be simple, everyday practices, such as creating a gratitude journal or setting aside time for self-care. Have you ever noticed how a single act of kindness can create a ripple effect? A small gesture not only brings joy to the receiver, but can ignite hope in the giver as well, expanding beyond our immediate circle. Take a moment now to reflect on the sources of hope in your life. Who or what inspires you? What stories have you heard that uplift your spirit? Recalling these can offer profound strength when faced with adversity. Perhaps listening to narratives of those who overcame significant struggles provides a reminder that you too have the power to rise. In sharing our stories, we cultivate a community of hope. By narrating our challenges and the resilience we've developed, we illuminate pathways for others. In what ways can your journey serve as a beacon of hope? Consider discussing your experiences with friends or joining groups that promote open dialogue around mental health and healing. By doing this, you can co-create spaces where hope thrives. Furthermore, it's essential to recognize that hope can be actively cultivated through actionable steps. Vision boards filled with personal dreams, setting achievable goals, or engaging in creative outlets like writing and art can all help to nourish hope. What dreams have you set aside, and could they be reframed as goals to pursue? Each step we take toward those dreams infuses our lives with purpose and potential. It's also vital during our quest for hope to embrace our vulnerabilities. Sometimes letting others see our struggles invites connection and support, reinforcing the belief that we are not alone in this journey. How can you create or seek out a space where vulnerability is honored as a powerful source of strength rather than weakness? Furthermore, let's not forget the importance of small victories that accompany the journey of hope. Celebrate those moments, no matter how minor they may seem, because they foster resilience and shape our narratives toward positivity. Have you acknowledged any victories today? Together, let's commit to recognizing and celebrating our unique journeys, fostering hope that propels us into brighter tomorrows. In conclusion, let this journey toward hope remind us that while life may present us with uncertainty and challenges, our capacity to cultivate hope can arm us with the strength to endure. Hope connects us to the future we envision and inspires action in our present. As we move forward in life, let's nurture hope within ourselves and our communities, creating a network of light where darkness cannot thrive. I invite you to take a moment now to consider how you will cultivate hope in your life. How will you embody hope as you navigate the ups and downs that lie ahead? Together, let's embrace the journey of life with hearts open to possibilities, minds attuned to growth, and spirits intertwined in the pursuit of collective hope. In doing so, we empower ourselves and each other to face the uncertainties with courage and resilience, united in our shared human experience.